What's up YouTube, Capital G here, looking at a brand new Link monster that just got revealed in the OCG. This is actually a Cybers type monster. It's a talker, so you know that Yasaka will probably bust this out at some point in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains anime. This is TransCode Talker, and I think it's actually pretty decent, and that's saying something because to me, even though we got Underclock Talker in Extreme Force, and I think it's a solid card, you see people play it in ABC a lot of times, I kind of feel like the Talker monster as of recent haven't been all that good. Power Code Talker and more notably like X Code Talker, in my opinion, competitively have pretty much been flops. It seems like Decode Talker is still pretty much the gold standard. You see it in Pendulum Editions and in Spirals, etc, etc. It seems to be the like Link 3 Cybers monster that people still lean on. Now when Topologic Taurus Bina comes out in Flames of Destruction, the cover card, maybe that changes because that card's amazing, but until then it just seems like, you know, everything since Decode Talker has been downhill, and this card is actually pretty decent. I think the first effect is okay, and then I think the second effect could be potentially amazing in the mid to late stages of a duel. So TransCode Talker, it's an Earth Cybers type. It's a Link monster, Link 3, 2300 attack. Its link points are down, or excuse me, bottom to the right and pointing top, so it does point towards your opponent. But for a Link 3, I mean, we've dealt with that before. Decode Talker, Topologic Taurus Bina, they both point towards your opponent, not that big of a deal. Second effect is the hard once per turn. First effect, if this card is co-linked, it and the monster or monsters, it is co-linked with gain 500 attack and cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effect. So that's actually pretty good blanket protection, making it so that both monsters cannot be targeted, and you basically get 1,000 more damage, as that card that it's linked with will gain 500 attack and this will gain 500 attack as well. Now at first I was like, well, it has to be co-linked, and that's kind of but you know, you think about the fact that this points straight down, it should be a lot easier to co-link this than it is with like Decode Talker. I mean, you see Decode Talker linked up with monsters all the time, and this card would obviously be super easy to link, but I do think that co-linking will be easier because it points straight down, and there are, you know, a lot of monsters that actually point up towards your opponent, and as long as you summon one of those to this down pointing arrow, it will be co-linked and you'll get those effects. And it's just really nice to know that your opponent can't even attempt to target it in any way, so they can't try to bait you with like a solemn strike like sometimes people do with Decode Talker, where you might try and mind control a monster on your opponent's side of the field. They end up using Decode, you solemn strike them, and they end up losing Decode plus another monster anyways, and it's like, you know, you might not have even stopped the mind control. So it's really good so that you don't actually get baited. It just kind of takes away your opponent's option. The second effect I think is actually significantly better. I think the ceiling is higher with it, and I think that it could actually be incredibly crazy, not just in Cybers decks, but if you're going for really big pushes with like Scapegoat and stuff. It says you can target one Link 3 or lower Cybers type Link monster in your graveyard except TransCode Talker. Special summon it to a zone this card points to. You cannot special summon monsters during the turn you activate this effect except Cybers monsters. So number one, if you're playing a Cybers deck, this is probably not going to, like, it's not going to hurt you at all that you can only special summon Cybers monsters, because you're probably going to do that anyways. Number two, I'm just looking at the upside of this and I'm like, bro, so you're just telling me I can summon Decode back from my graveyard, I can summon Topologic Taurus Bina back from my graveyard for free, I get to attack with that monster, I can still activate that monster's effects, I get all the utility as if I would have link summoned that monster originally, but I just get it for free. Like, that's pretty fucking amazing. Now, in all honesty, will TransCode Talker probably be the first Link monster that you go into when it comes to like a Link 3? Probably not. I'd rather go into Topologic Taurus Bina or Decode Talker, something that gives my field a little bit of protection or has explosive ability like Topologic. However, if things don't go according to plan and you end up losing that Decode or that Topologic Bomber Dragon, then maybe turns 3, 4, or in the late game when you don't have that many resources, this will be an excellent card to go into, because you can start summoning those Cybers Link monsters back from your graveyard for free, and you get to keep those monsters. Keep in mind that this effect can activate every single turn, so if your opponent can't get rid of one of them or they don't get rid of TransCode Talker, you're just going to be netting more advantage turn after turn. The only time I could really see you summoning this ideally as like the first monster, the first Link 3 you're going into, is if you're playing like a Cybers deck, because Cybers can go Link 2, Link 1, they can go into TransCode, and then they can instantly bring Link 2 back, and they don't really have to worry about only special summoning Cyber's monsters because, as I said earlier, they're probably doing that anyway. So what do you guys think of TransCode Talker? You know, not like absolutely game breaking or anything like that, but I think that it does have its situational use, and I think it can be very effective at that. I think it's actually better than like Xcode Talker and PowerCode Talker because those are cards that nobody played at all. Whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already. Turn on that notification bell for daily videos.